Hey, welcome back to the channel. I'm the Crimson Canadian Macdor, and today we're going to be doing the champion spotlight on Jayne, the tank. Now, Jayne is a great early game tank for any character. She's one of the top two for the Magic DPS tanks to get early game with your stones or your rubies, and she can really transition into late game as well. We'll be going over that in a little bit. With the PvP, she's got a great kit. She's a good amplifier of damage for magic teams. She's got great CC. She's also got shred, where she'll shred magic defense and magic block from teams. And overall, she's a brick wall as long as the team can't get behind her. Her weaknesses are that she has no defense boosting, so she's a great amplifier and attack. I believe more of an attack-based tank than she is a defense-based tank. Like I said, she has no defensive boosting skills and no way to protect anyone in the back line if a champion or enemy gets into the back line. So again, specifically a good offensive tank. Now for her, like I said, I believe she's a top tier PvE because there's not going to be many units that are going to jump behind her. So again, PvE wise, she amplifies, she stuns, she becomes a great wall. Now we're going to go over her skills here real quick. Her skill 1 is a stun, and with her T perks can be a increase in magic damage, or it can be a decreasing their magic block and pulling them in, which is, I believe, is a good PvP aspect. Her skill 2 is an amplifier for all the enemies around her, and skill 3 hits all the units, amplifying damage again and doing damage over time. Now her passive skill is not the greatest, but it is a neat little trick, as if she does take fatal damage, she will go into her coffin and will regenerate her max HP plus 6%. So it's good if you need her just to, like I said, tank something that needs to be tanked in front. If she's gonna die, she won't die. Now her soul weapon is great. I was actually lucky to get her soul weapon from a random drop. Every 10 seconds when it's summoned, it will increase her heal rate and deal damage to every 0.5 second to 4 random enemies, increasing the magic damage they will take. Now it's a great PvE soul weapon, not great PvP soul weapon. So again, with LoV or PvP, she is a unique character. She can be used in a offensive cleave team, where if you have her in the front, she amplifies the damage, she pulls the units in, stuns them, decreases magic block, and you have a magic team like Artemia, Annette, Lavril wipe the floor with the team. Again, her disability with heroes like Theo and Cecilia, who can jump behind her, that kind of limits them, so you will have to have a backup plan with that as well, because if the heroes get behind them, your backline damage dealers are basically done for. Dragon wise, she's a great unit for dragons, all dragons other than ice, because ice has damage reduction to magic, but in that she can be a great frontline tank. She's again got good AoE damage, good CC scaling, good magic damage amplifying, so she's a great unit there. I believe she's a core unit for World Boss 1 and 3, especially if you, again, using a magic team. And World Boss number 2 needs a physical damage dealer, so she is not very useful there. But again, World Boss 1, World Boss 3, great unit to use there. Amplifies the damage, reduces the CC counters, and has AoE damage as well. Guild Raid, that's PvE, and with Guild Raid you don't know what you're going in, so you want to make sure you got a good strong damage dealer, you've got her as your frontline tank, and you've got a good healer as well. Guild Conquest 1 and 2. 1, she's great for, because again, magic damage is boosted, and it's a magic damage dealing Guild Conquest. 2, again, physical damage, not very useful, and 3, she can be used. Now, gear wise, depending on where you're going, if you're going in a boss battle, you want boss battle gear, hero battle gear, and you always want to make sure you have one set of black dragon gear on her. I believe that because she's got such low cooldowns on her skills and she has such low mana cost, you need to have as much mana in her as possible to get these skills off. And one item I found that's very useful on her is the golden apple, just because they get you down that 30%, it boosts your HP back up, and then if she does die, she's going to go in, heal, they're going to continually attacking her, and then she's going to come back again with a lot of health. So it's a great little treasure to be using on her. Um, so again, she's great for a lot of aspects of the game. A lot of people think she's a great early game, but she can be a great late game tank. She can help be a good frontline tanker for TOC at the Tower of Challenge. The only ones I would watch out for is ones like the Golem, or the ones that jump, like the Manticore. Anything that can deal damage to your backline. Not gonna be great because she has no defensive boosting skills, so it's going to be hard for her to help in that way. Now for her unique weapon is a very she's not dependent on it, but it does help boost her damage and her heal. So having that on her, especially getting her soul weapon. Unique treasure number 1, it reduces magic block and reduces CC resist, so it's a good PvP unit. Unique treasure 2, I would never suggest, it's not the great. Unique treasure 3 is one of the musts for PvE because it does increase magic damage for her skill 3. And again, UT4 I would never get. I unfortunately do have it because I got it from a random drop. But UT4 is if she dies and goes into her coffin, it does a cleanse. So again, we don't want to see her dying, so not the best unique treasure to get for her. Now for gear wise, again, we want to talk here, you want to get as much HP, magic defense, P-def, P block, M block as you can. And then a little trick too is if you go for her T5 dark, you want to get attack speed, because the more she attacks, it's going to increase. So every time she attacks, it's going to be a 1% attack increase and 1% recovery increase. So you want to get that up as quickly as possible. So a little bit of attack speed added onto her is going to be really great as well. Especially with that T5 dark perk. The other perks, again, she's one of those units, if you're going to do a PvP, you have to have a tier 3 for PvP and a tier 3 for PvE. Because then that PvP, you want to have that pull in with the stun with the reduced magic block. On that, we're going to take a quick couple of battles here to kind of show her off. I'm going to be showing her Heart off as well because I had to use her. Now with this one, I believe we actually do fail it, but that's because my Syria is not built the best right now, so they weren't able to do enough damage. But you're going to watch that my Jane here, she's able to be a frontline tank, and I believe she doesn't even die once they hit the Berserk mode. So let's have a quick watch. So as you can see, we're not doing enough damage. We won't be able to get the HP bar down low enough, and that's mainly due to my Syria. She does not have enough damage. She's not T5 yet. Her gear's not the best at the moment. I just picked her up the other day, so I'm slowly working on her on my magic team. But as you can see, Jane is completely controlling the golem with her stuns. She's now allowing him to get into the back line to do the damage. She's reducing his attack. She's keeping him CC'd. She's doing a phenomenal job of staying in that front line and just being in that front wall so that those backliners can do what they need to do. And this is the crucial part. Now, when they go into Berserk mode, they can usually one-shot you. So you're gonna watch, she's gonna one-shot my Syria. But like, watch this. She keeps him locked down on her, so they can't get to the back line. And she's still not taking fatal damage. She's continually healing because of that attack speed and recovery rate, and she's completely keeping him from getting to my back line. Now, if he didn't have this big AOE, he wouldn't. But she still hasn't died. So this is the first time she does. She goes in her coffin, comes out, continues battling, and doesn't even die before the timer runs out. Like, that's phenomenal how well she can heal, recover, keep them locked down. Now, I am going to throw my Panzeron. Like I said, she's not a great physical tank leader, but my Panzeron is my best built unit. So again, we're gonna use her to beat the golem and watch it. Again, she keeps the golem locked down and doesn't allow him to get near them. So again, Jane is a phenomenal tank to pick up early game, to allow you to get through those early game, especially if you're going magic damage. If you're going to go physical damage, I would not. I would stick with Kloss. But she's a great magic damage tank. So if you're going to go with her or go early game, her and Naraxis are the top two for early game PvE. I think late game, I think she might be a Naraxis for PvE wise, because again, she has that amplifier and all that. But Naraxis does give you defensive buffing. So we will do a spotlight on Naraxis later on my baby account. But like you can see here, the game froze a little bit, but Jane keeps the golem from ever reaching that back line and allowing my team to do what they need to do and beat this golem. Now, my backline is pretty squishy, so if that golem did get past Jane, they would all pretty much die in one shot. But like that, full health, golem never got past her. Perfect way to show off Jane here. So we are going to do a little bit of PvP to show her off, as well as kind of the team I'm working towards as a kind of like a cleave team. The cleave team revolves around Jane, Annette, Yuria, and Lavril. So again, I got amplifying with Annette and Annette and Jane. I got the stun and the pull in with Jane. I've got the multi hits with Yuria, and I got the damage boosting from Lavril as well. So this was just a computer, so it wasn't that hard. And this team would be a little bit harder because it does have Artemia, and I don't really have a backline to get to her. But because of the pull in and the damage amplifying and the fact that I have Yuria and Annette, just so as you can see there, I was going to win that battle. Now with Jane, you're going to have to pick and choose when you use which skill, whether it's the pull in or the magic amplifying at the start. Like this team here, I've been able to get the magic amplifier off and get the pull in. So I'll let you kind of watch this one. This was actually one of my favorite fights with Jane today. So we get the amplifier off, and then we get the pull in and stun, and then my team just wipes the floor with them. Cecilia dies, they can't get to my back line. And that's because Jane did her job of CCing and keeping them pulled in and did not get to my back line now. And perfect. Alright guys, that's the champion spotlight on Jane. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I think she is one of the best tanks in the game, so if you have the rubies, I would definitely pick her up. Other than that, tomorrow we'll find out about the King's Raid contest and see how we're doing. So there will be that giveaway tomorrow. Other than that guys, I hope you guys have a great night and I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Stay chilly. Peace out. So guys, just want to clarify with unique weapon, per every second deals attack damage with magic damage and reduces their attack speed, and if she dies and her passive skill is activated, she'll recover mana. Just want to clarify that for you guys. Peace out, stay chilly.